What's up? Podcast, we in the building. we got a special guest.
Oh Lord,
we got Kelly.
Hello.
How
Kelly,
you
what's
doing,
your
love?
Instagram name? Go ahead and let the people know who you are.
Yeah,
Sexy
let these awesome people know who we got on our podcast.
Sexy Teach.
All right. And you representing Clinton, Maryland.
No, I'm from Pittsburgh though originally, so
Oh, snap.
Okay.
Steeler Nation.
Oh my God. It's okay. We all make mistakes.
She had to get that straight. Like, please don't put me in the pot with these people.
Real quick.
quick.
Threw us under the bus.
Okay.
Hey, that's funny. I am a hardcore Ravens fan, and I went to school at the University of Pittsburgh, and that was the mistake of my life.
Wait, you went where?
I went to University of Pittsburgh, and I'm a Ravens fan. That shit was a hard.
What year did you graduate from there?
2011.
Oh, I'm a little more seasoned than you.
You went to University of
More
Pittsburgh?
season.
I graduated from there in 07.
Okay.
What's up?
Yeah.
And then moved here right after.
Cause Maryland.
Because they offered me a job.
Yeah,
quickly.
that's the only thing they got going on up here.
Yeah. What?
The location. You could go on 95 and go anywhere within an hour and a half, get you a nice little job.
That's not true at all.
Maryland is dope. DC's DMV is a nice spot.
Yeah, it's a nice spot, money wise.
Because she stayed here, so it must have been good, right?
I ain't never going back to Pittsburgh, but I love it. It's just nice to visit, but I ain't staying.
Why?
Because you got more opportunities here, right?
It's more opportunities. It's
That's what I'm
not very diverse. It's not diverse at all. And there's nothing to do. It's cold.
I know. I live. All right. So I went to school up there for 4 years. And then right after, I had my first job there too. So I was in Pittsburgh from 2006 until 2013. And in that last year, every time I got paid, I was coming back to DC. That was a hard couple years on my car.
Man.
Is there like a little streak of light in my head right here? That's from
the light from the lamp.
All right, I could turn this way.
But thank you for joining us today on Fat
Taking
Podcast.
time out your busy day, helping us out to come on.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
And we specifically wanted to talk to you. Well, one of the people that we wanted to talk to, because I've seen you in the gym. I'm going to say this: you are a phenomenal athlete, and I don't know what your sport is. So why don't you go ahead and tell us kind of like your background with training, background with fitness, or like all that you've done? Because you have
how did you get into it?
So I've always been athletic. I played softball growing up, shortstop, and then when I got to high school, all the black people were on the track team, so I stopped playing softball and ran track, but I wasn't just a runner. I did high jump. I threw disc. I threw javelin. And I did do the 4x1.
You got to be serious to be on the 4x1, my sister.
Anchor, too.
Yeah.
You had to be running.
But then in college, I didn't do any sports in college. I just enjoyed working out. I can't say I was like super consistent. Like I had a routine, but I worked out. And then just kept working out. I didn't get serious about like really working out till a couple years ago. I did a show in 2016, and my husband at the time followed all these fitness girls and was like, "Babe, you could do this. You could shit on them. Blah 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 blah." So we went to a show. I think it was called a Jay Cutler.
Yeah.
In 2015, and then that show I saw the girl Dev. She's from here, right?
Who?
Y'all know her then, but her name is like Devin or something. Her name is Dev Fit, and I am Nayfit. I don't know her real name, but she was in the show. A couple other girls from the DMV were on the show, but those two I remember like the most because they were like the top. They did figure, and so after that I started training for a show, and I did really well. I didn't have a trainer per se, but my husband showed me some stuff, and I had some friends who helped with posing. Spate Marcus.
Yeah, shout out to Marcus, man, if you're watching.
Yeah, he helped with my posing, and I just asked people that I already knew that did shows like for advice, and everybody was very helpful. So I did a show. I got 3 first places. But I didn't take the overall, but I got 3 first places in the open, novice, and true novice. And so it was a good experience, and I felt good about it. I had a baby like a year before that, my second baby. So, I felt good to be, in my early 30s, 2 kids, and didn't have a trainer. And I did really good in the show. And then after that, I just continued to kind of hit the gym hard. I just kept it. I like how it made me look. I like being strong. And then it turned into more of a stress relief type of thing. And so, because I'm no longer married and I'm a single mom, so it's like work, kids, work, kids, work, kids, work, kids. And now I had the side hustles that I'm doing with the meal prep, and I'm trying to personal train. And so the gym is my time where I don't have to do anything or listen to anybody or whatever. Yeah, so, and I met a lot of really cool, dope people there. Got some really good friends that I met in the gym. Also networking some good business opportunities of people I've met. And so, I like it. So, I enjoy it a lot. So
give us a typical rundown, a day in the life of, for you, because some people, who might see you in the gym might not know all the obstacles you gotta, face throughout your daily routine just to stay consistent. So some people might, because for some people it's like, all right, well, I see this woman and I want her body and I want this, and not knowing the things you deal with outside of the gym just to stay consistent, and how challenging that could be, just being a parent in general, doing everything on your own.
Or let's just piggyback on this too, is you have quite a following on Instagram, and it's some people think based off your post, they might think that all you do is fitness.
No, I don't even have a lot of time to do it right now as much as I did before. So before the coronavirus, a typical day for me, I certain days I have a client that I train at 4:30 in the morning. Train her 4:30 to 5:30, get my kids up, make sure they're dressed and fed, drop them off to before care, commute to DC for 50 minutes in traffic, work all day. I'm a teacher. Work until 3:30, commute home another almost hour because traffic is crazy. Pick my daughter up, come home for a second, train a client or 2 clients, drop my son off at wrestling practice. Luckily, his coach will bring him home for me on certain days. Bring him, and so drop my son off, train another client at 7:30, and in the midst of that, bathe my daughter, feed my daughter, make sure homework is done, and then my son comes home, gotta make sure he eats, he gets in the shower, whatever, and then hopefully I've eaten by then, and then it's bedtime for them, and any other thing I might have to do after that is what I do. But I don't. People be like, you must work out 5 times a day.
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
I mean, not 5 times a day, but 5 times a week. I'm no, I don't.
Because you just eliminated a lot of excuses for people who are not in your situation, who are single, who don't have any kids, who make excuses.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I feel like since I've always been kind of on the athletic slim side, I think genetics also plays a part too. But I've always been on the slim athletic side. And I've always just done something. I've always worked out, period, or, got outside or whatever. I've never been just kind of stagnant for a long period of time. I don't mean I took a couple weeks off, but I mean going 5 or 6 months without having any physical activity. No, I've never done that. So when I trained for the show, I think, I learned a lot about my body and what I can and cannot do. I learned a lot about what I can eat and what I cannot eat. And so right now I don't even think like the way I train is, it's more like maintaining, you know what I mean? I don't have I don't know how or why I usually have visible abs. I just think it's like in there because I don't train abs all the time. I don't eat super clean. I eat everything. I'm not vegan. I eat pork. I eat red meat. I drink dairy, eat cheese. I drink liquor. I do all of that. But I think
point.
No, not because people need to hear this, because you're helping a lot of people because they just think based on how you look and your physique, you eat clean all the time, and that's not the case for some people.
But if you're trying to get to a certain point, it depends where your starting ground is.
Yeah.
If you're starting and you're way overweight and you have a horrible diet, then
that's a different story.
Yeah, you can't do what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Because I'm already kind of like where I need to be. And then the same thing with like pregnancy. After both of my kids, I dropped the weight really quick, but I just give that to the fact that when I was pregnant, I wasn't ODing on snacks and junk and the whole time. And I still worked out, not all the time, but I still worked out during my pregnancy. And I mean, different pregnancies are different. I had a light pregnancy. I wasn't nauseous all the time. I wasn't sick all the time. So luckily I was able to, but some women have
their first trimester might be tough. They might have to work out
pregnancy. So you got to be careful. And then after you have the baby, you got to do stuff, whether you strolling the baby every day or taking walks or whatever. And nursing helps too. Nursing helps drop body fat faster than if you don't nurse. So, I mean, you just got to stay active. And if you really want something, I mean, my kids live in the gym daycare when I go. And I mean, every mother and father don't necessarily want their kids at the gym daycare. They just don't. Yeah. But my kids go there because I need it. I mean, you know, so it's my time. I do so much for my kids. I can do something for myself.
Yeah,
that's true. Hey, you dropped a lot of gems right there. I think the thing I like the most is like you were saying that you are already where you want to be. So there is no pressure to like you don't have to, you know, do a hardcore diet. Which is, I think a lot of people get that mixed up, and they see some people on social media who are like eating pizza and drinking and doing and eating whatever and always have abs, but they got to realize that might be like one meal out of the week, and they are doing it like, and they live with abs for a long period of time ahead of that.
Yeah, if you're walking around a certain body fat percentage, or you got a high metabolism, or like you said, genetics, you're more likely to get away with certain things compared to other folks.
Yeah, I'm definitely like in no way suggesting you do this or like,
yeah.
You know, I remember someone was on my feed and they were talking about how like, as a trainer, you shouldn't post certain things you do and eat because like in the real world, most people can't do that. But I'm just like, but my clients are starting in different places and they know what they should not do. I mean, we've been over this. We've been clear. Like, you can't have this. I mean, be realistic. You know, I don't like the crash diets or, you know, anything that's real extreme, because as soon as you stop doing it, then what? You're going to be big again, you're going to gain it back. So it's just like, you know, things that are healthy, like a healthy lifestyle, incorporate things every day that are healthy. Do exercises that you can maintain and, you know, keep your heart rate engaged that you can do, and make it a lifestyle change, not just I got to get beach ready for this vacation type of thing.
So due to this pandemic, how is that affecting you right now when it comes to work?
I'm not motivated to work out a lot. And I got a lot of equipment here where I could be killing workouts every day, but I'm not super motivated. So, I mean, my style of training as of lately is more like lifting heavier. I don't want to say like necessarily powerlifting, but I do a lot of heavier lifts with some of my friends. And so like here, I don't have that stuff. So I have, you know, just regular stuff. So I'm not super motivated, but I've been outside a few times and worked out and enjoyed the weather. I've done some things in the basement, but it's a struggle. I like the energy. Some people, you know, like the Gold Gym that we all go to.
Yeah, the energy
People,
there is different.
people love it and they hate it. Sometimes it's too much. It's too crowded. It's, you know, it's just a lot going on. There's drama, but then there's also a lot of energy and positivity. And there's certain lifts I wouldn't even have been able to do if it wasn't for the people that were around me, like pushing me. So I don't have that here.
And that's something else too. That's probably a good thing because, like, I guess I haven't seen the last time you was in Gold's Gym, but when I do see you train and see you, like, I think one time I saw you squatting like more than 3 plates or something like that.
It was a box squat.
But still, you putting, yeah, but still, so people will probably like, you know, so one, there are some dudes who can't squat that much, and then two, you know, that weight is still loaded on your spine. So, you know, this whole pandemic probably is good for a lot of hardcore lifters like yourself to just give you rest. Because I don't know how often you would actually take like a rest day to like let your body truly recover from all that stress.
Yeah.
But you know, just talking on that, you know, you're a prime example on that too, because you lift heavy, and you still have, it's like you didn't turn into like a She-Hulk, or didn't just turn into like a full blown out man with muscles all over. Do you find that some women still have that conception that if they touch heavy weights that they gonna turn into a dude?
It's funny because in my inbox yesterday, and I just responded to it today, some random follower told me that his wife calls him gay, said it's gay that he likes women who work out with muscles because in her head,
I heard that before.
In her head, those women are trying to look like men because they have muscles, and he wanted my view on it. And I was just like, well, number one, you're not gay if you're attracted to a woman, that's not gay. Whether she have muscles or not, you know what I mean? She's a woman. And I said, but the only chicks that really get big and you know, look manly are chicks that are competing at a certain level of bodybuilding, and most of them are taking steroids. So
or the ones who do physique.
The average woman who's working out, not really going to look like a man. But I mean, yes, if you lose your body fat, you're not going to have a chest anymore. Your butt is not going to be as wiggly or, you know, jiggly or whatever anymore if you lose body fat. But there's definitely, you know, I don't know. And I've had people ask me, you know, well, I don't want to get like you. Okay, well, you're not going to get like me.
Yeah. Nah, that's why you're important on this podcast, because you bring a different element.
Level. Like you're not. So you know, I try to help if people ask me for help, but you know, I don't. There's no way that I think that, you know, lifting is going to make you look manly unless you are, like I said, you're competing at a certain level, and that is the look you're going for. So
people who don't know about fitness, I think, it's because they don't understand the difference between being bulked up and lean.
Yeah.
And so when they see you lean and they see the cuts in your arm and, you know, you have a nice back, to them it's like, she look manly.
Mm-hmm.
And so for a lot of women, it's like, because I done heard that, you know, somebody called my homeboy gay because he like women who work out.
That's crazy.
The shit is dumb. But because these people are not educated on it, they don't know. And so they just stereotype it. Like somebody might stereotype you, the same discussion we had on our previous podcast, and look at you like, oh, she's just a gym head. That's all she fucking do. But not knowing you a teacher. Like,
no, I know. Like this, I mean, and this is something I like just came about. I'm like I said, I've always worked out, but it's not like, I can't say it was my passion. That's pretty, baby. I can't say it was like a passion, like, oh, I've always wanted to do this, but I've always been fit, and women always approach me. Are you a trainer? Are you, all the time? Like all the time they approach me, all the time. And they want to know. And I think because of my mom, they extra want to know. And then the food thing, I was, you know, when I started training for the show, I had to eat a certain way. So I started, prepping my food, and then I just kind of stuck with it, here and there to make sure I, was eating balanced. And so might as well try to sell it. And I did. Mm-hmm. And so, but I'm definitely, that's totally not like just all I am. Dude, sorry.
no, that's good, because that's real life right there. I got a question about for when you competed, I guess too. So like you said that you just kept doing the meal prep thing. Did you find that was like easier for your like day-to-day life? Like how I guess it could be hectic to like come home and cook every day. So just, doing meal prep for you and your family for, 3-4 days or a week at a time.
Yeah, because whenever a woman is meal prepping, you change the whole dynamic of the house. You dictate how people eat.
My kids were not really feeling the meal prep. Mm-hmm. I would still kind of have to make something separate for them because they don't really want what's in the meal prep. But for me, I mean, just taking it to work and not spending money eating out, and just knowing I was eating more balanced during the week. So if we were running around on the weekends or doing whatever, I knew I had flexibility. Well, it's not going to kill me if I eat this pizza or if I eat this. I ate pretty clean most of the week, and I know my body, so I'm okay. Throw in the garbage. So, it's okay. But like, again, what I do for me and my fitness goals and me knowing my body is totally different than what someone else may want. So, you just got to really know what your fitness goals are and plan accordingly.
So with that, I wanted to bounce back to something that you said way in the beginning too. So like you did a bodybuilding show back in 2016. Mm-hmm. So I guess my question to you is, so you did the first show and you did very well because you got 3 first place trophies. Why didn't you continue and do another show?
It just is a lot of discipline. It's a lot of discipline and selfishness. And then, I don't know, I end up going through a nasty separation, divorce with my husband. And then I had to take care of the kids by myself. And he moved completely out of the state. So I don't have a lot of help with my kids. And so I just know in order to really do well in another show, I would need to even go harder than I did on the first show. And that's when I had help with the kids. So I just don't think it's something I would want to do. And I know there's other single moms that have competed and whatever, but like, it's hard. It's definitely hard to do. And I just don't think that I would want to do it. And honestly, I think there's a lot more women using steroids and NPC, and NPC does not test. And I'm not going to work my ass off to be standing next to a chick who done took XYZ and there's no way my shoulders can get that big because she took whatever. Mm-hmm. And I could do a natural show, and I'm not knocking anybody that did a natural show, but I just, I heard they don't have as much clout as the NPC shows.
No, NPC was that.
So I just decided it's just probably not going to be for me for multiple reasons. I just don't think I have enough time to do it because I'm always the one with my kids.
Yeah.
Me. Like 90% of the time it's me. So it's just like work, kids, and then I started meal prep, I started training. I just don't have a lot of time to do it. And so and it's like I said, it was never something I was passionate about. I saw the women on stage. I was like, oh, let me try it. But I'm not hungry like, oh, I need to be the best, or I need to turn pro, or I want to. And I like how my body looks with body fat on it too. So, yeah. I mean, I like being strong. I know if I do another show, I'm going to have to cut my carbs a little bit and lose body fat. I'm going to lose some strength. I like being strong. I like having curves. And it's not going to happen. So just don't want to. I'm okay.
That's perfect.
So let me ask you something. Women who work out, who are in shape and who have some form of discipline and training, Do you find it difficult dating somebody who doesn't work out?
You gotta hydrate on that one.
I can't say. Can you see me?
Yeah.
I can't say that I've dated somebody who doesn't work out.
So anybody you date, they have to work out.
I didn't say that either. I didn't say that either. But this can go so many ways.
We want the raw. We want the rawness because I see with us, sometimes we could intimidate women, right? Based on our size and how we look, and then with the whole consistency and discipline working out. So I'm quite sure it's the same thing for women, but we rarely hear that. And so just like how you said, like you might be stronger than the average guy you might encounter outside of the gym. So because of that,
so here's the thing. So like, I'm not an expert on relationships or anything, clearly, but I do feel like I've had a lot of experience in relationships, and I don't think where I am right now I would eliminate somebody just because they don't work out. Totally. I mean, I wouldn't love that, you know. And I'm not saying I could change them, because I would never want to really get into something where I feel like I need to change somebody. But that is something that could change. You know what I'm saying? So I don't necessarily think I would like totally eliminate somebody if they don't work out, but they couldn't be just like a lazy couch potato, do nothing. Like they couldn't look like anything. I mean, working out is more than just how you look. It's like, you know, it's mental. This person is determined they want to take care of their body. They want to be healthy. So it's not just about, I want to be with someone because they got muscles or whatever. That's not it. I think working out, like I said, says a lot more about someone's character and personality too than just the physical.
Because we get stereotyped a lot, because if somebody see you, they automatically assume you're not dating somebody who's fat and obese.
I'm probably not though, but that is because that's just not what I'm attracted to.
Yeah.
So, I mean, everybody has their thing. I'm not really attracted to really overweight people. I'm not really attracted to super skinny people. But you could still be in the middle and not necessarily work out a lot. You know what I mean? You could still be in the middle, but it just cracks me up though, because a lot of people that are into fitness try to DM me or hit me up and think that just because they're into fitness that automatically means, oh, we got something in common, we would be a good match. No, we're not. We're not a good match because of that. Like, we're not a good match at all because of that. Like, that's I'm way more than that. So like, it is definitely a plus if they're into working out and into fitness. It's a plus. But for me, I wouldn't necessarily say, oh, hell no, you don't work out? Yeah. Like, you know, I wouldn't, for me, just because I know just different situations I've been in and different men that I've met, this, you know, certain men offer certain things or have certain things, and I just wouldn't count it out right away.
Because somebody who might not necessarily work out, who don't understand the whole fitness industry, you might be dating them and they don't care about being in shape, but yet they might be insecure about the people who you work out with, the guys you train with, or
this is true. I mean, yeah, this is true. That's what I said. I think it really depends on the individual and the actual circumstance. It would be a plus, because I mean, that would be something we have in common. It could be something we enjoy doing together. That doesn't cost money. And, so like it would be a plus. But like I said, I wouldn't count them out, but I just couldn't have a suit, like you said. I don't want a really obese person or whatever, because it's just not what I'm attracted to. And you know, I'm not old, but I'm not like a spring chicken either. But I have a lot of energy and I still like to do active shit. So like, I may want to go rock climbing or kayaking or something. And if you can't handle those things, then we probably wouldn't. I still have young kids. When it's to the point where I'm going to introduce somebody to my kids, you're going to be able to run around outside and do stuff with my kids, and if we in the bedroom, you're going to be able to handle that? Because I got a lot of energy. Like, so it's like, so it's, I mean, like, for real.
That's real shit.
So,
So, like along those same lines, do you, I guess, has your perspective of people in general changed if they work out or not? Like, do you feel like the people who will come at you and say, oh, I got like one kid and I'm married and I just can't find the time like between my one child and work to work out? Like, do you look at them a little bit differently given your situation? Like, man, they just slacker because I got kids and I still train at least like 3 times a week.
I mean, I think if you really want something, you're going to go get it no matter what that is, whether that's in training, it's a career change, it's whatever it is, you'll make a way and you'll make time to do it. So, I'll be upfront and honest. I cook. I love to cook, but like cleaning is, it's hard for me. Like in my downtime, which is very limited, okay, the last thing I want to do is sit and fold clothes forever or be on my hands and knees scrubbing something or dusting. Like, so my house gets neglected a lot. So I'm sure there's a lot of women who don't work out as much as me, but their house is probably spick and span. Like, it's probably, whatever. But with the extra money that I have for meal prep and training, I have somebody come to clean the house now, so I don't care.
Hey, that's what's up.
It's just like, it's just like, it's a trade-off. I guess you got to really figure out, where your priorities are and what you want. For me, my main priority is my kids, making sure they're doing good in school, whatever. And that's the main thing. And then, I ain't got no man, so I ain't got to worry about like cooking for no man or making sure he got time or whatever. I don't have to worry about any of that. So it's like making sure the kids is cool. And then what do I need to be cool? What I need to be cool is I need my gym time. I need to go to the gym. I need to work out. And making sure things for my, my regular job, my teaching job are where they need to be. But I think it's an excuse because, I mean, if you could take the kid to the kid daycare, but like I said, women don't want to do that. Or I just think you could find a way. If you really want to do it, you can find a way. Even if you're at home, I know a lot of women who are like at home moms or, there's so many resources on Instagram or whatever, Google, YouTube. You can find at home workouts to do. It's an excuse for, I don't think, there's no reason why you couldn't, in my head, unless you have some type of medical condition where you can't physically do something, you can find a way.
Gotcha. I like that answer. And given the situation, a lot of people are being forced into at-home workouts. So a lot of information is out there now about that. All right, we'll be right back.
All right.
That podcast.